Hi, you guys. Welcome to our team meeting, leadership meeting on September, I don't even know what day it is, the 4th, and on Friday. And I'm excited to go over some changes with you. And we're going to talk about the responsibilities of a leader today. So first of all, I want to talk about our new training that is coming up. You guys have expressed a lot of questions about it. Shannon did a little video about it on our group. I don't know if any of you watched that.
I did.
But she didn't share much. It's all kind of elusive right now. So I am having this meeting because I want to tell you what's going on. I want you to be aware and involved, and it's starting on Monday, so I want you to know what to expect. So first of all, we're combining all of the groups. So you're not going to be in a challenge group and a new mentorship group and a team group, and so we'll still have the team group, but as far as like training and participation, we want to combine that all to simplify it so that it's just easier, especially where most of the people we sign up are coaches anyway. It just makes sense. And then also where we have where if we have challengers in there that aren't coaches, they might want to be coaches by the end because they'll be involved in some of what we're doing with our new coaches. Let's see. We are going to only, I've dropped my pen. We're only going to do like sorry, I'm just the lines right now. Hi, Amy. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and mute your line right now, and you can just listen in, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, awesome. So we're just talking about the changes. So we're going to be combining the trainings, and it is going to be like one group instead of the coach mentorship and the challenge group. We just want to make it really simple for the new people that are coming in because it's just too much. That's the feedback we've gotten. It's too much for everybody. So anyway, we're getting rid of the free challenge, and we are replacing it with it's like an event that you're going to do, like an event, and it's going to be a giveaway. So you're going to give away a free recipe ebook, and it's going to be given to you. So it's not something you have to create. And this is all given to you, everything. All the training, everything's given to you. So don't worry about having to create anything. This free recipe ebook was created by Angie, and she has tried this already, and it worked amazing for her. What happens is she put a bunch of different recipes from all the different programs in this recipe ebook, and then she gave it away. Well, they had to sign up for her newsletter in order to get the ebook. But then all of these people who were trying the recipes wanted more. And so it was just a great way to say, well, you can buy the program and, have all of these other recipes and stuff. So she had a lot of success with that. And another thing was where she was having them opt into her email newsletter. And she's going to teach us. She's going to teach us how to set up the newsletter, which is amazing because I've been wanting to do that for months and I haven't been able to get around to it. She's going to teach us how to use MailChimp. We're going to set up our newsletter and everything. She's created all the trainings for that. And then MailChimp actually tells you who's opening your emails. So it's awesome because we are going to know who is actually looking at our stuff so we can follow up with them. And it's going to be less work. Now, that being said, free challenges are not like exiled. You can still do them. This is a simple training for new coaches, and new coaches were telling us the free challenge is too much for me to go right into. And so we have simplified it for them. Now, me personally, I'm going to do my free challenge and then I'm going to do my clean eating challenge. And so I'm still going to do it because I get leads like crazy for my free challenges. So for me to stop doing that, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm capable of doing it. So this is more to simplify it for new coaches. So when you have a new coach that's been in for a few months and they want something more, we can give them the free challenge training. So that is something we can give them. Now, the thing that people were getting stuck with is they would do a free challenge and they would keep doing the challenge with the same people, and they wouldn't. I guess this is how it used to be. They used to do the health and fitness community, and then people were getting stuck with that because they wouldn't keep bringing new people in, and then they would just have the same people all the time. And then so they changed it to the free challenge, and now people are kind of getting stuck with that again, where they're allowing people to keep doing the free challenge and they keep getting stuck with the same people. And the whole idea of this whole thing is to make sure you keep getting new contacts. I'm going to take this off so you guys can see me. So you want to keep renewing your contacts and making sure you have fresh leads all the time. So with this whole recipe ebook, that's impossible to keep. You can't keep giving the same recipe ebook to the same people. So it keeps it going. So that's kind of what is new with that. Let's see, other changes. So the idea, or what we're going for now more, is to duplicate and move forward. Duplicate and move forward, duplicate and move forward. So we train our coaches, and then the coaches will sign people up, and then they'll train their coaches. It's a process that we're trying to duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. So we are looking for smaller challenge groups. That means like 5 to 10 people. We really don't want more than like 12 people in a challenge group. We have just found, 5 people is better than 20 people because they're going to be getting more one-on-one attention. We've also found that when you have like 20 people or a lot of coaches get together, some coaches kind of let other coaches take over and they don't really like interact as much. I did that at first. I would stick my coaches in Shannon's group and then I was like, hey, they're taken care of. And that's not what we're about. So like I'll be running a challenge group. Susan's running her own challenge group. I would encourage Amy and Christina to run your challenge group like together. You guys could do it together if you don't feel like you have enough people, or you can run it on your own. Everything's given to you, so you don't have to think of what to post. You just go into the Google Doc, you copy and paste it over, and then you just make sure you respond to people. So it's pretty simple. It's really, really simple. If you feel like you need to be with me, we can work that out. But you guys know how to run groups, so I'm really confident that you can, you'll do well with it. So we can talk about, that's something we can talk about one-on-one after, or, when we go to questions. Let's see, what else are we changing? So the idea is you sign up a coach, and then they will participate in the first group. And then the next month, by the end of that month, they should, with this new training, they should have at least 1 or 2 people signed on by then, by the end of the month. And then they will run their own group the next month. And so we are duplicate and move forward. We want to get people on their own, because the faster we can get them to be leaders, the faster they're going to learn themselves. And the first month, like that they're running a group, you can do it together. So like, for example, Mindy, my sister, she hasn't ran a group before. So I'm going to combine with her and help her the first month. And then she'll go on, next month she'll go on her own. And then like all the coaches she has in the group will go on their own. And so, yeah, so we'll do a sneak peek group that's separate. That'll be like the only separate group. Obviously, I'll be having some separate groups, like my free challenge, my clean eating challenge will be separate. If you do any extra challenges, those will be separate. But our sneak peek group is going to be the same kind of thing. We're simplifying our sneak peek group. We have heard there's way too many videos. We're losing people by like Thursday. So we are not going to take all of that away. What we're going to do is we're going to let people access it in a different way. So we will have like a file, and we will say for like the videos on their story. I don't remember what they're called, like their story videos. There was just too many of those. People were getting lost with them. So we are going to add them to a file, and then we're going to basically just say each day in the post, like, for watch this video, or go check out some of these videos. And then people can look through it and pick out who they connect with. So you're not having to post, 10 videos by the end of the week. And then we're going to simplify it, as in, like, it's not going to be so salesy. It's kind of salesy. Last time I had a comment, are you trying to get me to sign up as a coach? And I'm like, well, no, it's just information, but it is kind of salesy. So we're cutting the salesiness out, and we're trying to just connect with them and just teach them what we do as coaches. It's going to be more like, this is what we do as coaches. So we are changing that group, and you are going to be expected to run your own group. If you feel uncomfortable doing that, let me know. We can team you up with other people, or you can help me run the group, like if you aren't ready. That actually is a really easy group to get people to. Oh, also, we've changed that group as that group, the sneak peek group. Some people are going to be using that for their water and walking challenge group. Because it's not going to be so salesy, it's going to be a lot easier. So you'll have like a challenge that they're doing throughout the week, and then you'll also be posting some kind of informational videos. So obviously this is going to be a little bit of a learning curve. Feel free to change the posts up a little bit if you don't feel comfortable with some of the wording. It's your group. You have full right to run it how you want and change it. I don't want people to feel like they're subject to just what we're posting. I would encourage you to stay as close as possible to the scripts, but you don't have to. It's completely your choice. I think that's all the changes. I'm going to unmute all of your lines and ask for if you have any questions. Amy, you are unmuted now, and everybody's unmuted, so you guys can ask questions.
The first thing that I want to ask is about the word duplicate. I've come from someplace where it means something a little bit different. So I think when you say easy to duplicate, or duplicate and go forward, you mean create a copy of yourself, kind of.
Yeah.
Turn someone else into what you are already able to do, and then you move forward. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
Okay.
So like what we're getting stuck with is people are getting they're getting people into their challenge groups, and they're like, for me, for example, I've had like the same people in my challenge groups the last 3 months, a lot of the same people, and those coaches that I've signed under me should be going on and moving on and running their own groups and putting coaches under them. And so yes, that's exactly what I mean. We're trying to duplicate ourselves. Exactly.
I got it. Okay.
So do you have any other questions? Anyone? Amy, do you have any questions?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
So there's gonna be a training on how we're gonna do all of this.
It's going to just come out week by week. That's another thing. The whole training has been written up, but we're adding videos. So instead of Shannon being on the training the whole time, she's having all the leaders do a video. So like I'm doing a video, all the different leaders. I would encourage you to do your own welcome video. Shannon is doing a welcome video. You can use Shannon's the first time around, but personally, I would encourage you all to make your own, because I think that a welcome video is probably the most important thing in what to create by yourself. Does that make sense? Like because you're welcoming them. If you have somebody else welcome them, they understand the training's coming from other people, but that welcoming is like, well, why is someone else welcoming me? That must be their group. And so I'm probably going to use Shannon's welcome video this time, but then I'm going to, probably make my own eventually. I forgot to tell you guys, the sneak peek group She is going to give us videos for that, but she wants you guys all to make your own videos eventually. So you can slowly do that over time. But she really thinks it's important for you guys, for all of the coaches in their sneak peek groups to have the videos of themselves, because that's where you're connecting with them. And that's just, I agree with her. I think that would be good if you had your own videos. Now she's going to give you the scripts as far as like, she'll give you a video. You can write down everything it says in the video and just remake the video. So it's pretty simple. You can get all dolled up and make them all on the same day so that you don't have to, worry about, getting dressed up later or whatever, or, you can just get it over with and just make them all. They should be short videos, like 5-minute videos, which is another thing I really like. She's changing everything to really short. So we're not overwhelming people. Some of these videos I've watched, I'm like, stop talking about your story. I don't care about your story. Like, move on. I get it. You have had a story, so I'm on board with that. One thing I do like is that Christina, Susan, you weren't here, but Christina and Amy and I had talked a lot about what we would do different in our own mentorship. And Shannon was telling me it changes. It was like, oh my gosh, we were going to change that, and we were going to change that. So it's funny because we wanted to do the email list, and they're bringing that in now. We wanted to simplify it, and she's doing that. So it's awesome. She said, be prepared for changes in another 6 months. I guess they do that on a regular basis. They make a plan, they go with it, they reevaluate it about every 6 months. So we've just kind of come into the 6 month that they hadn't, and now they're reevaluating everything and giving us some new trainings. So I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to see how it goes. Yeah. Do you guys have any more questions?
Explain one more time what's replacing the free challenge.
We're replacing the free challenge with, well, we're kind of replacing it with a sneak peek group. You can do a free challenge in your sneak peek group.
Okay.
And then also we're replacing it with an email list. Like you do an event where you give out your free ebook, your free recipe ebook, and people respond. And Angie did one, and I was part of it, and she had a ton of people responding. She had 30 or 40 people just wanting this recipe book. And then they just have to sign up.
What kind of event is it?
It's just you basically, it's just kind of a.
Is it a short?
Is it a one-day event?
It's not like a real event. It's just you set up an event for people to be aware of your ebook, basically. Like what Angie did is she's like, my very first ebook I'm giving away for free or whatever. And then everyone responded. And if you respond, all you have to do is sign up for the newsletter, which is really easy because you just have to give her your email, or they'll give you their email. And then you give them the free recipe ebook. And then I'm not exactly sure, but I think you somehow create a way, a reason for them to use it. And as they use it, they want more. And that's where, and two things come from that. They want more, and so it's easy to move on to the sale of a challenge pack. And the second thing is you can track who's opening your emails. And so then you follow up with them. And then, that's the person that you invite to your sneak peek group or whatever, or move on with and give your attention to.
So I'm assuming, Nicole, that we will know how to send out an email. And you say we're going to be given, I don't mean email, but a newsletter before we have the event?
Yeah. So
newsletter copy or
right. So remember the free challenge training in the new mentorship that we went through? So that's all taken out, and it's been replaced, except it's towards the end of the month, I think. It's been replaced with this is how you set up an email list. This is how you set up a newsletter. And so I have been told that we are going to have all of that training because the idea is it's for new coaches. So none of these people know, they don't have any experience with that. So I'm under this.
But we're creating
What, Amy?
We're creating our own newsletters, right?
Like, did you say we're writing our own newsletters?
That's the question, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
We're creating our own newsletters that are going out to our people.
Yeah, we will be creating our own newsletters, but they'll be telling us basically like templates of like what to put in it.
Okay.
By team newsletter, are you saying it's like us? Like our team ambition newsletter?
It is your own newsletter. You will be creating a newsletter because that has been the backbone of everybody that's successful on social media is a newsletter. But it's like your ad for, I'm going to leave your line for a second. It's like your ad for your challenges. They, what was I saying? Oh, that would be like your newsletter. What you write, it's the same thing you're doing. You're just sending an email out of it. Does that make sense? So when you advertise your next challenge and you write up your little blurb, you just put it in an email, put the picture of your ad and send it out. So it's not a big new thing that you're learning. It's just that you're going a different avenue to do it. And Christina, if you're worried about it, like it's your business and you don't have to do it. So it's just kind of another training.
So we can decide if we are getting better response from Facebook messaging than from emails and go with either one because we'll have to train them both.
Yeah, ultimately, it's your decision to do whatever you want. However, I would encourage you to do the email training because, for example, you run these water walking challenges, you end up communicating with these people, and then after the challenge, you only keep communicating with 5 of them, maybe 10 for a few weeks, and then they drop off, and you just kind of lose them after a while. And they're not seeing your posts on Facebook unless they keep that communication open with you, but they see all of your emails. So the email list just makes sense because you want to get people on your email because then they see everything you're posting. Mm-hmm. Also, like, the reason why we push it is because, like Chalene Johnson, who does Turbo Jam, she actually got hacked and lost all of her contacts in her social media. If she didn't have her email list, she would have been done. She wouldn't have. But she has her email list, and all of her contacts are on her email list, so she was able to keep her business going. And she had like hundreds of thousands of people. And that's the thing that you guys need to start understanding too, is like Shannon you have a limit on your Facebook friends. In 4 months, I've added like 500. What's going to happen in 2 years? You max out. Shannon's had to go through and like delete people, but she doesn't have to delete them off her email list. Those people are still getting her. Luckily, I am her cousin, and I kept getting her message, like stuff on Facebook. But I was also on her email list, and I kept getting her stuff through email list. And the thing is that she might have deleted me, and I might not have, still been her friend on Facebook. But I was still getting her messages through email. And so if you think big and you think in the long run, Facebook Messenger's good. But when you have 10,000 people on your email list, you can't keep contacting them on Facebook Messenger. It's just, it's a good avenue, but it's not realistic to contact a large amount of people. And that's where you guys want to get to. You want to get to where you're adding as many people as possible to your email list, because they're going to see, going through, I try and add at least 100 people a month to my Facebook page. Well, eventually I'm going to run out of people or space, and I'm going to have to start deleting those people. But if I can get them on my email list, they're still getting my messages. It took me 3 years to sign up under Shannon. She had invited me to a water mocking challenge like 3 years ago, and so I had to watch her for a long time, and some people are like that. So it just keeps that connection open. But ultimately, it is your choice. It's your business. It's your choice. And if you're not ready for it, then you don't have to do it yet. But if you can take the 10 minutes a day and just do their little, trainings, then it shouldn't, it sounds like a lot. It sounds overwhelming, but it shouldn't be too much where you're doing the small trainings each day. And they're really trying to not overwhelm. Another concern people had was, well, what if I just have a discount coach, and they're in the training. And so is Amy, are you talking to us, Amy?
No, sorry.
Okay. I'm going to mute your line again because I get feedback through your line. So anyway, when you have a discount coach and you put them in this challenge group, which will also be our training, it's very subtle. It's going to be things like what the Biggest Slim Down contest encourages. That's why I became really successful really quickly, because I was doing what the Biggest Slim Down was telling me to do. I was posting on my page. I just followed Biggest Slim Down, and I started getting response. I started getting people interested. And so it's really subtle. And, people don't want to watch a video. They can just report. And I guess what I'm trying to say is don't worry about offending them. If you're going to worry about offending them, then you're not, you have to just kind of move forward and do what you need to do. And I think you're actually going to get the other response. I think you're going to get people going, because you're going to recognize in that group too. Oh, Susan just made it to Emerald. You're going to recognize in that challenge group. People are going to be like, what's Emerald? I want to, I'm curious. And so you're going to actually have people doing the opposite thing, I think, where they're going to be more interested in what you're doing. They're going to be curious. And also, I have found my discount coaches and my challengers that aren't coaches, they're very limited. If they last longer than a month, you're lucky anyway, And so I'm not worried about pushing them, because they're not going to last that long anyway. If they're not really into it, if they're not really building it, they're probably, this is probably going to motivate them more to build it than just being in a challenge group. So let's talk. If you guys don't have any other questions, do you guys have any other questions? Christine, did you have a question earlier?
Yeah, well, my question was about how they're combining all the groups. So does that mean even our personal challenge group that we're doing on the month that isn't the Biggest Slim Down or the Biggest Transformation contest, does that mean that monthly challenge is going in that group as well? Does that make sense? So I guess I'm just kind of wondering what do I start on Monday when I have people that have signed up for my challenge group? Am I just putting them in this new group that's just starting, and then I can't do the things that I was planning on doing? Does that make sense?
Great question.
Yeah. You're going to call it whatever you advertised. So you're going to say, what did we advertise? Mission Slim Possible is what I advertised. Susan advertised, I don't know what you advertised, just the 21-day fix.
21-day fix September challenge.
Yeah. So you would call it whatever you're going to call it, whatever you advertised. That is a great question, by the way. Thank you for asking that. And then the new coach mentorship is no longer in existence. It's gone.
Right.
The new challenge is the new coach mentorship. So you, yes, you will put them in your challenge that you call it whatever you advertised, and that is your challenge. And then the posts that you're going to be given is what you will be posting. But like you said, can I not post what I was planning? You can still integrate other things in there, like that day, if you wanted to focus on something specific, you could integrate that into the post.
Well, I'm just wondering, because I wanted to do weekly drawing or whatever for my people, but if that's not advertised by everybody else, then everyone else that's in the group, under a different coach is going to be like, well, wait, why is she doing challenge or like contests or whatever in her?
Right. So like I advertised that too, and Amy probably did too, because we all talked about that. So like are you saying if you are put with another coach, like the?
Well, I guess I'm confused as to, do I still create my own group and then I just take whatever Shannon posted in the one thing and just post it in my group? Is that what I'm doing, or am I putting my coaches in the group of like Shannon's thing? Does that make sense? Like,
right.
I guess I'm just confused.
There's no big group. There's no big group.
There's no more like Team Pure Results.
There's Team Pure Results, but that's completely for recognition and training. That is, and she doesn't want us to add, she strongly encourages us to only add emeralds to Team Pure Results now, in the attempt to not overwhelm coaches. But I get what you're saying, because in like the Biggest Slim Down, they have a big group and then they have your own little group. Is that kind of what you're wondering about?
Well, for the Biggest Slim Down, I felt like there was only the Biggest Slim Down group, besides the Biggest Slim Down coaching group.
Our accountability group.
But there was like only one like Biggest Slim Down accountability group where that we posted in, because it was like you and me and whatever coaches we had, like we just had that group, right, and our people were in there. So I guess I don't know. I'm confused about like, I know that there's no more new coach mentorship. I get that. Okay. And that it's just going to be like a challenge. It's just going to be where you do your challenge groups, and that's where the training's going to be. Yeah. As far as like the sneak peeks and stuff, but as far as challenges go, I don't know. I'm confused. I'm sorry.
You're fine. I think I get what you're saying, and I'm going to try and explain it again. And let me know if it answers your question.
Okay.
So like, for example, in the Biggest Slim Down contest, there was a big group, and then we had each like accountability groups. Okay. And that was our small challenges. We're not doing that where there's like a big group and then small accountability groups. We are just doing small accountability groups, just like 2 months ago when we did the last month. What did we do last month? It was like a 21-day fix freedom challenge. That's what your challenge is. This month we did Biggest Slim Down because we do that every other month, and they're still going to do Biggest Slim Down. So like in October, they're going to do Biggest Slim Down again. So next month is going to be whatever you advertised, and you're just going to have your small accountability group. Shannon is going to send us the trainings on Google Docs. There's no combined group. She's not posting it anywhere. You're just going to have it in your Google Doc, and you're going to post that like right now in our Biggest Slim Down. What? When you're done with your meeting, can we make this fun? Yeah, just a minute. So, like we'll have our challenge group, and you know how we post every day in our challenge group? Like today I posted about water or something. I don't know what I posted about. She's giving us those posts. So that is going to be the challenge. Will you take him out, please? I told them all not to come in, but that's impossible. So anyway, so you just have your small challenge group. And then you post, your daily post is going to be what you're given in the Google Doc. It's basically like, did I give you the training for the clean eating challenge?
I don't think so.
Well, it's like the idea of the water and walking challenge. Like she gave you the posts. I guess not. She didn't give you every post, but she told you what to post. This one, you just have your challenge group, your small challenge group with 5 to 10 people, and then you post what she's giving us, which includes the training. So the first day is going to be a welcome post. Welcome to our challenge. I'm excited to have you guys get results, blah, blah, blah. The next day it's going to be like, make sure you sign up for the Beachbody challenge. And it'll say, go here and sign up for it this way. And it teaches them how to sign up for their Beachbody challenge. And the next day, and maybe it's going to be easier for you to understand when you actually see the posts. The next day, it's going to be like, there's going to be a post somewhere in there that talks about posting on your page and like post your progress, or get your friends and family involved in your progress. So it's very, very subtle. And then by the end, though, so you get them going with their personal challenge that they bought, and then the next week it's like you encourage them to post, and then the next week you teach them about, I don't know, I don't even remember what it was, but it's like it's a progress. So
Okay.
to answer your question, it'll be like your daily post for your challenge group, but then
Right.
you can post extra stuff. Like
Okay.
you can still post a drawing, or you can integrate it into the post. Like today we're gonna have a drawing, and then you can, like, I would try and do one post.
If you sign up for your Beachbody challenge, you get
Yeah.
a ticket into the drawing or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do
Okay.
that. And let us know below. I think it's gotten really redundant to be like, give us your recap, give us your recap, give us your recap, and nobody does that. So I've started trying to go, who's drinking water today? Or, like I've tried to make it more specific and I found I get more response with that. And I don't know how this training will be exactly. So anyway, we only have 2 minutes left, but if you guys have any more questions, I'd love to answer them. Does that make more sense, Christina? Do you feel like you're understanding it better?
Yeah, I understand it. So I understand the challenge groups and stuff. So am I going to be in any kind of group as far as like Team Pure Results or mentorship groups or what? Like,
so we have Team Pure Results, and that will stay. So you guys will still be in that group.
is she going to be posting like anywhere about any kind of trainings? Because I know that she would sometimes do. I mean,
yeah, she'll
like
still
without the mentorship thing. I mean, she's not doing that anymore. So is that just in the Google Docs stuff? Or
yeah, like the mentorship or the anything for the mentorship or challenge group stuff is in the Google Doc that she sends you, or she's going to send us. She might, or she'll still post trainings and stuff in the Team Pure Results group. So, and then I'm considering still doing the Dash to Ruby. I think I'm still going to do that training for next month. I'm kind of trying to decide because there was a lot of people dropping out at the end, not participating. I was posting every day, but nobody was participating, like the last 2 weeks. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do that. But I have training after training after training. Like I sent you the first week of the Diamond Dash. So when you go through that, let me know and I'll send you the second week. So if you're wanting more training, we have all sorts. We could train until we're dead. We have all sorts of training. But it looks like we're about done. So thanks you guys for attending. And let me know if you have any other questions. Message me, call me. We can talk more in depth about it in person. So, all right. Well, we'll see you guys later.